Thanks for joining me. Hey, I was going back over some church notes that I had taken a while back. I'm just sitting in a session a while back and came across a message talking about the power of a consistent father figure in your life. And wanted to reach out. I have conversations with folks all throughout the week. A lot of times, young folks that are, they're becoming entrepreneurs. They're trying to figure out what to do with their life, but a lot of them didn't have a great father figure, didn't have a dad around, or maybe the example that they had was not the best example they could have had. And so I want to just kind of talk to you guys a little bit about the power of either having or being a good father figure. And so, first off, how do you define a good dad or a good father? Let me drop the chat here. If you guys like, you can chat below this video. If you're on the M. Curtis McCoy page, just mention some things that you would recognize in in a good dad. If you had a good dad, or maybe you had a terrible father, you had a terrible example. Maybe your dad wasn't around. Uh, just what kind of things would you recognize as, or how would you describe a good dad? A couple of things that the notes that I'd taken in this church service a while back was a good dad is stable. He's dependable. Good father figure is steady and regular. He's unwavering. He's consistent. If you got a stepdad, maybe you had a great stepdad figure, um, and I had a stepdad that was awesome, or I have a stepdad, and we call him my bonus dad. And so, rather than the stepdad, just kind of separate. I thought it was a good term for him. But what do you guys recognize as good figures? Are you a dad? Maybe you grew up without a good father figure, and you're trying to be a dad yourself, trying to be a good father figure. Um, those are some of the things for me: stable, dependable, steady, regular, unwavering, consistent. Just meaning that you can count on that guy. He's going to be there and be teaching you. And if you didn't grow up having a good father figure, are you able to be, what are you doing right now? How are you trying to be a good example to young kids and young folks around you? Um, one of the big things there too is having grace, and grace means that you love the person more than the things that they do, or more than you hate the things that they do. So if you've got a kid that's always messing up and always, just getting into fights, having problems, whatever's happening with that kid, um, just like God loves us, He loves us more than than how much He hates the things that we're doing wrong. And so that's one thing too, is if you're trying to be an example, being a leader, be sure you're loving folks and just try to, if there's young kids you're helping out, try to love them and just be a good example. Um, be a father figure who gives guidance and grace. One of the things for me, I don't have kids myself. I absolutely love kids, and I was in a relationship for a couple of years. We planned on getting married. Absolutely loved this little kid, and she had a son from a previous marriage, and those were the things. Is I would give my life for that little guy. So just loving the kids and being an good example. But one thing for me that really, I was absolutely brokenhearted. I found out this girl was cheating. We decided to wait till marriage and stuff. But I found out she had been cheating on me with a guy that she worked with, and so we ended the relationship there. And just absolutely brokenhearted. And so I kind of felt like that was like I had lost the ability to be a dad, because I was going to be able to see the little boy again. And pretty depressed there. But a couple of years ago, I had employees that had, on Father's Day, had written a Father's Day card to me, and just talking about a couple of the employees did not have father figures in their life, and they're just wrote this great message about the example of a leader and a father that I'd been to them, and I never even saw that. So if you guys are maybe the guys that don't have kids, you love kids, maybe you're infertile, maybe you've got there's a reason why you can't have kids, but keep in mind, you may not see yourself as a dad or see yourself as a father figure, but you may have a lot of folks around you, a lot of younger people that are looking up to you and see you as a father figure, even though you don't. Especially teachers and our different folks that are there mentoring kids. So, like I said, you might not recognize it, but there's always somebody looking up to you. So, make sure you're being a good leader and good example there. Um, when you think of a man that was a good father figure, what sacrifices are you grateful for? All of us probably know of a guy, maybe if we didn't even have a good father figure ourselves, you can look up to somebody who's made incredible sacrifices for others. And it's just a thing that, I want to make sure that when I'm gone, people recognize, that I've made an impact in some kids' lives. Um, One of the things I loved in this church service, he mentioned a good father figure looks forward and sees the best in their children. So even if a kid's messing up, you can pick out the good things that they're doing, and try to make sure you're focusing on the good stuff and look where that kid's going, not just at the little mistakes they're making right now. Good fathers don't see their kids as problems. Good fathers see the kids as God-given opportunities. And the final thing I'd like to leave you with is every child is one caring adult away from being a success story. So that was another note I took from this church service here. But a lot of us, I talk to people on a very regular basis who were going down the wrong path. Maybe they were in jail. They've in and out of trouble constantly. There's one person that really stepped in and just showed them some guidance and leadership, and these people now, maybe the person that was the leader to them is not even around anymore, but that person has changed these kids' lives by being a good example. So I just want to leave you guys with that. I was just going through some church notes this morning and saw that, and I was really thinking back about, what am I doing on a daily basis, and what can you be doing on a daily basis to make sure you're impacting people and changing people's lives in a good way, being a good example. And here's the thing: if you're walking into a restaurant, maybe you're a single guy that's got no kids, or maybe you've got some kids, but walking into a restaurant and you see a little boy that's opened the door or holding the door open, and just really congratulating him and letting him know how proud that you are. You don't have to know the kid, but just letting him know, man, you're doing a great job. Good job, little man. Um, or if you're walking up and you see there's a group of folks coming in, if you're the guy that's reaching out and holding the door and be an example, if you're taking somebody out, make sure you're holding the door for the woman, holding the opening the car door, just doing things that a man should be doing. So it's kind of random thoughts this morning, but just keep in mind you can be a good father figure even if you don't have kids. So hope you guys have a good day and try to be a good example, good leader. Thanks, guys.